Good morning, church. I want to share quickly with you a short message on finances. There's three types of giving we see in the Bible. The first one is tithing. I don't want to go into the detail of that. Colin preached a whole series on that about a year ago. And basically that is 10% of my salary or income for every income interval, saying thank you to God, honoring Him for what He's given us. That's the first part of it. The second part of giving a tithe is saying, Lord, I also trust You for what is to come. So I'm giving this not just in thanking You and honoring You for what You have given us, but also trusting You for what lies ahead. That's basically tithe. It's a 10% amount that we give. We give it to the church. The church uses a tithe specifically for paying rent, paying the bills, paying salaries. It's basically the finances that allows us to be a congregation the way that we are. But then over and above that, you also have offerings, the second type of giving that we see in the Bible. And an offering is something that after I've given my tithe, I feel that there's something more that I want to give for the church. Usually that goes with doing something specific in the church or through the church or with the church. I think, for example, in our church specifically, there was, when we just moved to Eduplex, we had a problem with our sound equipment. We were used to having the theater sound, and somebody just came and just kind of bought the stuff that we needed for sound. Somebody just gave us like 20,000 rand and go do this with it, which was over and above. That's what we call an offering. So generally when the Bible talks about offerings, it's over and above a tithe, and it usually has to do with specific things. Usually it's like the building fund or for this or for that specific thing. But then we also have a third type of giving, which is called alms. That's basically giving to the poor. So that's not a tithe. You've already given your tithe. Offering is what you feel the Lord is wanting you to give over and above a tithe for the church specifically, involving certain things or projects that we are busy with, like we did with the Zama Zama projects and Klipgat projects. And our church has been great with both of those. The people in our church have consistently given their tithes, and they have been very generous when it came to projects. One thing that we are not strong on, and probably because the majority of our congregation is more middle class than not, we've not been good with giving to the poor. Not that we haven't been good with it, I just think we haven't focused on it, or we haven't had an opportunity for that. But basically, that is one of the things that the church in the history has been known for, is for giving to the poor. These are called alms, and that's basically giving to those who don't have, those who can't look after themselves. And our understanding of Scripture is firstly for our congregation and then for others. So we want to make sure that at least the people that God has given us, that God has given us influence over, or that is part of our responsibility, that none of them are hungry and cold. And so those are also the first priorities that we want to be giving towards, making sure that people have food and a place to sleep and something to wear. And that is actually what I want to talk to you about. We actually have a different checking account for that. We want to set it up so that you can find it on the internet, maybe even put it on this message so that you know where you can give. If you feel you have extra, you have more than you need right now, and you feel that you have compassion on those that might not have, don't you want to give so that we can also take care of them? Our priority is firstly to make sure that they've got food and that they are warm. And so those are the things that we want to give towards. And I want to encourage you to give. And if you can give into that checking account, the second checking account that we have, I'll make sure that you've got the numbers. If you don't have it, please ask us. I think we'll put it on the internet and maybe on this message. Give towards that so that we can also give. There's 2 or 3 couples in our congregation that really is taking a hard time, where they don't have food. One of them don't even have electricity. I don't want to embarrass them by just making it public, but also if you know about those people, don't you want to speak to your leaders, your home group leaders or one of the elders, so that we can make sure that the people that God has given us, that we take care of them. And once we've got all that taken care of, we also want to take care of the people that maybe is further along the line, those who aren't part of our congregation. But I want to encourage you to give, not because you have to, but maybe God had put some compassion in your heart for those who don't have as much as we do. Thanks.